Total Store Expo is an annual event that brings together key decision makers in retail health, beauty, and wellness. At this year's show, Drugstore News sat down with key thought leaders to get a sense of what's new, what's trending, and what's on the horizon. Our guest today is Tom Utech, CEO of iA, a company that provides an integrated platform of capabilities to support centralized, community, and shared central pharmacy fulfillment solutions. So, Tom Utech, we're back at NACDS TSE, Total Store Expo. The last time you and I met was last year in San Diego.
Yep.
Can you tell me what's exciting happening with iA in terms of growth and innovation?
Well, good to see you again, Nigel. Glad we're back here in Boston, seeing all the customers and all the exciting new things. I think with iA, it's about continuing to move our customers forward with central fill so they can really transform their operations and really enable that pharmacist to be more at the front of patient care. And, we've had several new innovations this last year come out with iA. Everything from our Smart Secure Pack, which is our automated bagger, to our Smart Unit of Use, which we just recently released. And then we've also had a release of shared central fulfillment. That's really filling on the behalf of others, as we see the market continuing to evolve. But underpinning all of that is really our investment in the Enterprise Nexia software suite. That's core to our offering today. This last year, we've made a significant investment in analytics. And it's really starting to help customers really unlock the full potential of their central fill solutions that they bought from us. So it's very exciting.
Yeah. So as we know, pharmacy is evolving very quickly. So what trends are you seeing in that evolution, and how does that fit into your business model?
Yeah, so great question. So we continue to see our customers struggling with staffing. Pharmacy in general, the number of enrollments in pharmacy, there was a downtrend, although when we talked to some of the deans of pharmacy schools, that's tended to stabilize this year.
Yeah.
But still, there's a long ways to go to really get people back into going to pharmacy school. It's also just overburden of the pharmacist. So a lot of stress working in that environment with all the many tasks that they have to perform. And then consumerism is really changing the landscape right now out there, whether patients want it delivered to their home or they want a package delivery. So we really see things evolving, but really at the core of that is how do we free up that pharmacist's time and really pivot them more into those patient care and patient-facing activities. Especially we're moving right into the flu and COVID season, so immunizations is right around the corner.
Right.
So.
Now, in a previous question, you mentioned shared central fill. Can you tell me a little bit more about that and what is that? How is that a solution for pharmacies?
Yeah, so shared central fulfillment, not everybody out there today, whether it's budgetary resources or just operational resources, can stand up their own central fulfillment facility. So what this solution does is through the software, we're able to bring in multiple entities into one central fulfillment center and be able to, the owner can fill on the behalf of them. And so you can have multiple customers coming into one site and the owner of that site can fill on behalf of them. So it really unlocks both for the owner of that facility, being able to leverage all the volume out of it. But for somebody that maybe can't afford it or doesn't have the resources, it allows them to gain the benefits of shared central fulfillment so they can pivot their pharmacist to do other patient care activities.
So you also mentioned software. Tell me a little bit about how software aligns with your evolving needs.
Yeah, so software, as I mentioned earlier, is really at the core of our offering. It really orchestrates and drives everything from the time that prescription is sent over for fulfillment all the way to delivery back to the end point. And so we manage that entire process. Obviously, there's multiple things that are going on within there, but some of the key ones are dynamic prioritization. And so we're able to really take what are those customer requirements or the things that they're trying to deliver back to their patients and stores, and really use those as the rules as to how we process scripts within the central fulfillment. So which script needs to be processed by tomorrow? Is it a script that there is no backup inventory in the store? So it becomes a higher priority within central fill. Is it a script that can be filled later in the week? Is it a script, as I mentioned earlier, for shared central fulfillment, and it's for a partner that you're filling on behalf? So all of those go into defining how that prioritization works and how that work is distributed over the hours that it's filling. And so that's one of the cores. Inventory management, obviously a lot of dollars in these sites. And so really managing that inventory process all the way from receipt, all the way through the system, track and tracing it, tracking lot number, serial number, all the different steps to make sure it's filled at high quality. And then, there's a lot of information within the data. And I talked about our analytics suite that we've released this last year. And that really helps customers understand how their operations are running. But further, how do they get more value out of this system they bought? Whether that's performance of the staff that they have, whether that's changing workflow, whether that's changing drugs that they use within the robots versus sending it back to manual fills. So it really helps them understand how to streamline and optimize their operations.
Yeah. Now, we talked about the evolution of pharmacy earlier and how rapid it's happening. How do you ensure that your services and your offerings align with the needs of patients, customers, as that evolution happens?
Yeah, so one of the things that we've always focused on is really understanding customer needs. And so that goes back to our core of how we grew up as innovation associates, is really understanding the problem and then how do we solve that problem. And so we we do several different things throughout the year. So we have an executive advisory board made up of customers that we meet on an annual basis and really discuss what trends are happening in the market. What are things that they're struggling with in their operations, and how potentially can IA solve those issues? We also have user groups, so bringing different customers together to share best practices. And so how do they run their operations? How have they used the system that maybe somebody else isn't thinking of? And then we really watch, industry trends. This is a great show, both to interact with our customers, but also see what's going on in the industry. And so that also helps us evolve and what we plan for next in our innovation roadmap.
Well, it's a good segue to my final question, because looking beyond this year and maybe even the next, what's your long-term strategy or long-term goals as you look into that crystal ball?
Yeah, and so, I think it goes back to kind of when we opened is iA's focused on how do we take the tasks away from pharmacists that maybe can be done on automation so they can really pivot to more patient care activities. We continue to see the industry moving towards central fill. And so we want to be a part of that movement as it's going forward. And we believe our technology can enable that.
Yeah. Well, Tom, as always, thank you so much for sitting down to talk to us.
Thank you. And it's great to see you again.
All right.